Welcome to the deep dive. All right, diving right in. Today, we're all about ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You sent us a really interesting mix of articles and research on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like you really want to get a handle on what this whole ChatGPT thing really is,
Yeah.
not just the hype.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to break it all down together. Get ready, because ChatGPT is more than just a chatbot. It's got some seriously impressive capabilities.
It really does go beyond, I think, what most people think of when they hear chatbot.
Yeah.
Essentially, ChatGPT is an AI model, and it's designed to, understand and generate text that sounds like a human wrote it.
Okay, so you mentioned this GPT architecture, right?
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
So GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, and that's the technology that was developed by OpenAI that allows ChatGPT to be so good at understanding and responding to us.
Wow.
It's one of the most advanced AI systems out there that can have, a natural-sounding conversation.
So it's not just spitting out pre-programmed responses.
Right.
It's processing what we're saying and coming up with unique answers.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So in the notes you sent, you highlighted its ability to hold these natural context-aware conversations. What does that mean?
Imagine, you're having a conversation with a friend who remembers every detail you've ever told them.
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of what it's like with ChatGPT. It can follow along in a conversation, remember what was said earlier, and respond in a way that, makes sense in the current context. We call this multi-turn dialogue understanding. So it's it has a memory for the conversation just like a human would.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And I read that it could adapt its tone and style depending on who is talking to,
Oh,
right?
exactly.
So it could be formal, it could be casual, it could be even funny.
Yeah. It's not stuck in one mode.
Oh.
If you're being professional, it'll respond professionally.
Yeah.
If you're joking around with it, it might just surprise you with a joke.
So it can decode human language.
Yeah.
One of the articles you sent in talked about it understanding idioms like spill the beans.
Mm-hmm.
That seems pretty advanced, right?
It is. Most AI really struggles with figurative language,
Yeah.
But ChatGPT can actually grasp those meanings. It's not taking everything literally. And that's important. You mentioned wanting to use ChatGPT for marketing. Being able to understand those subtle elements of language can make a big difference in how your message is received.
You're reading my mind. I definitely am interested in using it for marketing, but one thing I wrote down was error tolerance.
Yeah.
Can it handle typos and grammatical errors?
Yes, it can. You don't have to be a grammar expert to use it.
Oh, good.
Which is great, because we all make typos sometimes.
We do. Speaking of accessibility,
Yeah.
what can this thing actually do?
Right.
I mean, the research you sent over, it listed a ton of things, from content generation to programming assistance, tutoring, research. I mean, the list goes on and on.
It's very versatile. One of the articles you flagged mentioned its potential for summarizing complex research.
Okay.
So imagine, feeding it a dense medical study and having it, break it down into key takeaways.
Wow.
Or what about using it to brainstorm marketing ideas? I mean, the possibilities are pretty exciting.
They are. Okay, that does sound really useful, especially when dealing with so much information. You also highlighted its ability to access real-time data from the web.
Yes.
Can you explain what that means and why it matters?
It's like having a direct line to the most up-to-date information.
Okay.
So whether it's breaking news, live sports scores, or the latest stock market trends, it can access and process it instantly.
Wow.
And because you're interested in, staying ahead of the curve in the tech world,
Right.
imagine being able to get real-time insights on emerging technologies
Yeah.
or industry developments.
That would be a game changer for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So it's not just a language whiz, it's also a constantly updating encyclopedia.
Right.
But I'm curious, with all this data at its fingertips, how does it keep things relevant to each individual user?
Well, that's where the personalization aspect comes in.
Personalization. You mean it can tailor itself to each user?
Exactly. It learns your preferences over time. So if you're always asking it about a specific topic or using it for a particular task, it'll start to anticipate your needs and provide more relevant information.
So it's like having a custom-made AI assistant that's constantly evolving with you.
Exactly.
Okay, I have to ask about images. I read something about it being able to work with visuals too.
Yeah, it's not just limited to text. It's what we call multimodal.
Multimodal.
It can analyze and even generate images based on your descriptions.
Whoa, image generation. In one of your notes, you specifically mentioned graphic design.
Uh-huh.
How do you see this image capability being useful for someone in that field?
Well, imagine, being able to quickly create mock-ups or visual concepts just by describing what you have in mind.
Okay.
Or maybe even generate variations on a design theme,
Yeah.
just to explore different ideas. It could be a huge time saver and really boost creativity.
That sounds really cool. You also mentioned integration in your notes. Can you tell us more about how ChatGPT can be integrated with other tools and platforms?
So this is where things get really interesting. ChatGPT isn't just a standalone tool.
Okay.
It can connect with other apps and programs that you already use.
So it's more like a superpowered assistant that works across different platforms.
Exactly.
Give us some examples.
Think about automating tasks in Trello or using it to analyze data in spreadsheets.
Okay.
You could even have it write code in your favorite programming language.
Wow.
In your research, you specifically mentioned wanting to streamline your workflow.
Right.
Imagine ChatGPT helping you manage your emails, schedule meetings, and even generate reports, all within the tools you're already familiar with.
That's mind-blowing. It's
Yeah.
like having a personal assistant that knows its way around all my favorite apps.
Yeah.
As we talk about all this, I'm realizing how powerful ChatGPT really is. But all this power comes with a lot of responsibility, right?
Absolutely. It's important to be mindful of how this technology is used. One of the articles you sent in talked about the potential for misuse.
Right, like spreading misinformation or creating fake content.
Yeah.
Are there any safeguards in place to prevent that kind of thing?
OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, has implemented various safety measures and guidelines to try to mitigate those risks.
Okay.
It's an ongoing process, as with any new technology,
Yeah?
but they are actively working to make sure that it's used responsibly.
That's good to hear. Another concern I have is the impact on creativity. I mean, if ChatGPT can write poems, compose music, and even come up with original ideas, what does that mean for, human artists and creators?
Right.
Mm.
It's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
Some people worry that, AI will stifle human creativity,
Hmm.
but others see it as a tool to, enhance it.
I can see both sides.
Yeah.
On the one hand, it's really exciting to have an AI that can help us generate ideas and create new things.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, it's important to make sure that we're still using our own imaginations and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Right.
In your notes, you specifically asked about its role in the future of creative writing. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it has the potential to be a really powerful tool for writers.
Okay.
Imagine using ChatGPT to brainstorm plot ideas or develop characters or even generate different writing styles.
Mm-hmm.
It could be like a game changer for overcoming writer's block
Yeah.
or exploring new creative directions.
Okay, that does sound really cool, but what about plagiarism? If it can write things that sound like they were written by a human, how do we know if someone is passing off, AI-generated content as their own?
Yeah, that's a valid concern. There are tools and techniques being developed to detect AI-generated content, and it's an area that's going to continue to evolve as AI technology advances. So definitely something to be aware of.
We've talked about a lot of different applications, but one that really stands out to me is its potential in education. You're a big advocate for making education more accessible and engaging.
Yes.
How do you see ChatGPT fitting into that vision?
I think it has the potential to, revolutionize the way we learn. Imagine having access to a personalized AI tutor
Okay.
that's available 24/7.
Wow.
That can adapt to your individual learning style and explain complex concepts in a way that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
It could make learning more engaging and effective for everyone.
That would have been a game changer for me back in school.
Yeah.
No more struggling with textbooks or feeling lost in a crowded classroom.
But what about concerns that students will become too reliant on AI and stop thinking for themselves?
It's important to strike a balance,
Yeah.
AI should be used to support and enhance learning, not replace it altogether.
Right. The goal is to empower students to become critical thinkers and independent learners. And I think ChatGPT can play a role in that.
One of the articles you sent mentioned using ChatGPT to create interactive learning experiences.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
Think about simulations,
Okay.
virtual field trips, or even games that adapt to the student's progress and provide personalized feedback. ChatGPT could be used to create these kinds of immersive learning experiences that make education more fun and engaging.
That sounds incredible. It's like bringing the textbook to life. As we talk about all these possibilities, I'm also thinking about the limitations. It's still a machine, right?
Absolutely.
It doesn't have human consciousness, emotions, or real-world experiences.
Right.
It's relying on the data it's been trained on.
Yeah.
And while that data is vast, it's not a perfect reflection of reality.
Exactly.
So while it can process information and generate text that sounds like a human wrote it, it's not actually thinking or feeling in the same way we do.
Right. It's important to be aware of those limitations and to use it as a tool to augment our own abilities, not to replace them.
Okay, yeah.
One of your notes mentioned the ethical considerations surrounding AI.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as with any powerful technology, we need to be mindful of the potential risks and make sure we're using it responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
One concern I have is the potential for bias.
Uh-huh.
If ChatGPT is trained on data that reflects existing societal biases, could it perpetuate those biases in its outputs?
It's a valid concern. Researchers are actively working to address bias in AI systems.
Okay.
It's an ongoing area of research,
Yeah,
but it's crucial to ensure that it's developed and used in a way that is, fair and equitable for everyone.
absolutely. Speaking of fairness, another ethical consideration is like job displacement. If ChatGPT can automate tasks that are currently done by humans, what does that mean for the future of work?
It's a complex issue. There are no easy answers.
Right.
Some experts believe that AI will create new jobs and opportunities.
While others worry about the potential for widespread job losses. It's important to have thoughtful discussions about these issues
Yeah,
and to prepare for the changes that AI is likely to bring to the workplace.
I agree. We need to be proactive in addressing those challenges and make sure that AI is used to create a more just and equitable future for everyone. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've talked about its capabilities, its limitations, the ethical considerations, and its potential impact on various industries. But there's one thing I keep coming back to, and that's the sheer potential of this technology is mind-boggling.
It really is. It represents a major leap forward in artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to think about all the possibilities that it unlocks.
One area that I'm particularly interested in is its potential to accelerate scientific discovery and innovation.
Hmm.
Imagine researchers being able to use ChatGPT to analyze vast data sets, identify patterns, and generate hypotheses that could lead to breakthroughs in medicine, energy, climate change. It's a fascinating thought. It could be a game changer for scientific research.
Yeah.
And not just for analyzing data, but for communicating those complex scientific concepts
Right.
to a wider audience. Imagine ChatGPT helping scientists create engaging presentations,
Okay.
write accessible articles, and even generate interactive simulations that bring scientific ideas to life.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It could really democratize science
Yes.
and make it more accessible to everyone. And speaking of accessibility, another area where I see huge potential is in personal productivity and self-improvement.
Yeah.
Imagine using ChatGPT to help you learn a new language, develop a new skill, or even just manage your time more effectively. It could be like having a personalized coach or mentor available, at your fingertips.
Absolutely. And it could be especially helpful for people who don't have access to traditional coaching or mentorship resources.
Yeah.
It can really level the playing field and empower individuals to reach their full potential.
I completely agree. It has the potential to be a powerful tool for personal growth and development.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how people use it to achieve their goals.
Yeah.
As we delve deeper into this conversation, I'm struck by the fact that ChatGPT isn't just a piece of technology.
Right.
It's a reflection of our own intelligence and creativity.
That's a profound observation.
Yeah.
It's a testament to human ingenuity.
Yeah.
We've created a machine that can understand and generate language, learn from data, and even exhibit a form of creativity.
Wow.
It's a powerful reminder of our own capabilities
Yeah.
and the incredible things we can achieve.
It raises some fascinating questions about the nature of intelligence and creativity.
Mm.
If a machine can exhibit these qualities, what does it mean to be human?
Those are deep philosophical questions that have been pondered for centuries.
Yeah.
And as AI continues to evolve, these questions are going to become even more relevant and urgent.
Yeah.
It's a conversation we need to have as a society, and I think ChatGPT provides a valuable starting point.
I couldn't agree more. With all the amazing capabilities we've discussed, it's easy to get caught up in the hype.
Yeah,
But it's important to remember it's still a tool.
exactly. It's a powerful tool,
Right.
but it's up to us to decide how we use it.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility to make sure that it's used for good, to solve problems, to create opportunities, and to make the world a better place.
Well said.
Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect segue into another aspect I'm curious to explore.
Yeah.
Its potential impact on different industries.
Okay.
We've touched on education, but I'm imagining the possibilities for healthcare, finance, law, even the arts.
You're absolutely right. It's already making inroads into various sectors.
Yeah.
For example, in healthcare, it's being used to assist with medical diagnosis,
Wow.
summarize patient records, and even provide personalized health advice.
Wow. That could revolutionize the way we access and manage our healthcare.
Yeah.
What about in the financial world? I know you're interested in using AI to make, smarter investment decisions. How could ChatGPT play a role in that?
Imagine using ChatGPT to analyze market trends,
Okay.
generate financial reports, and even identify potential investment opportunities. It could be a game changer for investors,
Mm-hmm.
and it could also help financial institutions detect fraud and manage risk more effectively.
That sounds really incredible. It's like having a personal financial advisor at your fingertips.
Exactly.
But what about fields like law and the arts? How's it making an impact there?
Well, in the legal field, it's being used to research case law,
Okay.
draft legal documents, and even provide legal advice.
Hmm.
And in the arts, it's being used to generate creative content, compose music, even write scripts.
There's no limit to what ChatGPT can do.
There really isn't.
It's truly mind-blowing to think about all the possibilities.
Mhm.
And as AI technology continues to advance, we can expect even more innovative applications to emerge. As we've been on this deep dive into ChatGPT, I've noticed a recurring theme, and it's this idea of AI as a partner, a collaborator, rather than just a tool.
I think you're right. The way we interact with AI is evolving. It's no longer just about giving commands and receiving outputs.
Yeah.
It's about working alongside AI, leveraging its strengths to enhance our own abilities.
That's like a symbiotic relationship where humans and AI work together to achieve something greater than either could alone.
Exactly. And I believe that this collaborative approach is key to, harnessing the full potential of AI in a way that benefits humanity.
Well said.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that AI is not here to replace us,
Right.
but to empower us,
Correct.
to augment our creativity, expand our knowledge, and help us tackle, these complex challenges in new and innovative ways.
Absolutely. And as we continue to explore the possibilities of AI, it's important to keep this spirit of collaboration and human-centered design at the forefront.
I couldn't agree more. This has been an incredible deep dive into the world of ChatGPT. Thanks for sharing your insights and expertise with us.
Oh, of course. It's been a pleasure. And remember, the journey of discovery never ends.
So true. And to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this fascinating exploration. We hope you've enjoyed the dive as much as we have. Until next time, keep those minds curious and those imaginations open. As we wrap up this deep dive into ChatGPT, one thing that keeps coming back to me is the future of this technology. Where do we go from here? What advancements are on the horizon?
That's the exciting part. The field of AI is constantly evolving. One area that researchers are focusing on is improving ChatGPT's ability to handle even more complex and nuanced questions.
So going beyond simple factual responses
Right.
and getting into deeper reasoning and analysis.
Exactly. The goal is to move closer to a true understanding of the meaning behind our questions, not just keyword matching.
Yeah, it would be a game changer for sure. What else? What else is in the pipeline?
Well, you mentioned being interested in the creative applications of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Researchers are exploring ways to push the boundaries of AI creativity even further,
Oh, yeah.
whether it's composing music or writing poetry or generating, innovative ideas. Imagine a world where AI can collaborate with artists and musicians to create truly unique and inspiring works of art.
That's an incredible thought. And speaking of creativity, one of the articles you sent talked about its potential in fields like design and architecture.
Yeah.
Could you see it being used to design buildings or create innovative products?
Absolutely. Imagine architects using ChatGPT to explore different design concepts
Okay.
or to generate 3D models based on, their sketches.
Yeah.
Or product designers using it to brainstorm new ideas and to create prototypes virtually. The possibilities are truly endless.
It's like having an AI design partner.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the potential benefits, but I think it's important to acknowledge that there are also potential risks and challenges as well.
Yeah, you're right. It's crucial to approach any new technology with a balanced perspective. One of the key challenges is ensuring that AI systems like ChatGPT are developed and used responsibly.
Right. In one of your notes, you specifically asked about the potential for bias in AI.
Yes.
How can we make sure that ChatGPT doesn't perpetuate, existing societal biases?
That's an important question. Researchers are working on developing techniques to, mitigate bias in AI training data
Okay.
and to ensure that AI systems are fair and equitable for everyone. It's an ongoing area of research. It's essential to address those concerns as AI becomes more integrated into our lives.
Another challenge that comes to mind is the potential for misuse.
Hmm.
Could ChatGPT be used to spread misinformation or to create, harmful content?
That's a valid concern. OpenAI is actively working to implement safeguards and guidelines to prevent the misuse of ChatGPT, and it's important for users to be aware of the potential risks and to use the technology responsibly. It's a shared responsibility to ensure that it's used for good.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with a sense of both excitement and awe at the possibilities. It's a truly groundbreaking technology that has the potential to transform the way we live, work, and interact with the world. But it's also technology that requires careful consideration and responsible development.
I agree completely. It's up to us to shape the future of AI and to ensure that it's used to create a better world for everyone.
Well said. And to our listener, thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of ChatGPT. We hope this deep dive has provided you with valuable insights and has sparked your curiosity about the future of AI.
Remember, the exploration doesn't end here. There's a whole universe of knowledge out there waiting to be discovered.
So keep those minds open, those questions coming, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.